You're live.
So let's
See if it's working.
check.
It should
It is
be.
live. It is live.
It's live
It
again?
is live.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Either the
Sorry for
internet
that,
went.
guys. A bit of technical difficulty. Maltese internet.
Either the internet went. I don't know if it's the internet or. Anyways, we're talking, Franco.
We're live. Yeah, we're back live. So basically, I was saying that Anna Kendrick steals the show, both in the movie and as a debut. It's a very even some camera movements and visually were very impressive. Um, uh, I don't know why I gave it a four. I think I gave it a four just to be on the safe side because honestly, the tension was throughout. Great performances by all involved, especially even Tom Hale as Ed Berg. That was really interesting. Like even with the voice and everything. And for me it's a great movie to see the dynamics between the male and female, the power relationships, especially even not saying that they haven't improved, but for her to have chosen to make this movie, it seems like some things have not improved whatsoever, especially with certain attitudes towards women, basically. And if you're a woman, I highly recommend you watch this movie and your boyfriend as well. And it's genuinely, I like this movie. Great performances, even by it's a debut, right, as well, by the guy who plays the serial killer.
I believe
Daniel Zeva.
so, yes. Who's very impressive considering, I mean, he didn't have an easy role to portray, definitely.
Very menacing. I think there are many. I'm trying not to spoil, but there are many moments where some things are not said, but you understand that the atmosphere has changed, and it's just with
Mm.
through a look, and it's really impressive. And yes, Netflix, please more of these kind of movies, especially after what we saw. It's what's inside, and what's inside, and this is really not bland. Why? What's happening, Joe?
Because Francesca, who's our number one fan, by the way, she wasn't tuning in for this episode, but she said if I could text her when you started reviewing this film,
Hmm.
and I just got a message from her in all caps saying, "Why is Franco assuming all women have boyfriends?"
Ah. Ah. I mean this. Okay, partners. All right, that's it. I'm out. Ciao.
I think she's banging the drum for the single ones actually.
Single ones. I don't know. I didn't know she's single. I mean, yeah. Sorry. No. Oh wait, Fran, please. Also, leave it in chat if you want to.
Yeah, she could do it herself. To be fair, I might have done her dirty there because she sent that message just to me.
No, no, no.
Shit.
She's right. No. By the way, Francesca's right. Whether you're single or with a partner, I highly recommend this movie. So yes, even you, Francesca. Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one as well. I thought it was a very well made true crime thriller, and considering the fact that I'm quite tired, it's ironic. Just the day before, I was telling Tricia and Madonna on Netflix has just they've just exhausted me with every week there being a new like true crime thriller. Have you watched The Menendez case? And the shocking thing is that everyone watches them. So everyone knows I'm like the kind of like the guy who watches a lot of films. And everyone comes up to me like, "Have you watched The Menendez?" No, I haven't. I watched 3 other films this week, and I did not watch Menendez brothers stuff.
By the way, did you find the portrayal sympathetic or not of the killer? Because sometimes
No.
because I'd rather suggest this true crime movie than the documentaries because sometimes the human true crime documentaries really humanize them a bit too much.
A bit too
Not
much.
not
Yeah,
a bit too
those are my
much.
exact words to Tricia. And I was like, man, they just sometimes make them look not like heroes, but they make them look like, oh, miskin, oh, I had this problem, so I had to kill lots of people. And it just
But
doesn't feel
I'm
right.
I'm sorry, Fran. You're right. Please. I'm sorry, Fran. Oh God. Oh. This is after I told her Christina Milioti reminds me of her.
It's a compliment.
No,
I
it
mean,
is a compliment.
also the car park scene in
Also,
Woman of the Hour. Yes, I was going to get to that, Fran.
yes, yes.
That scene was
Fran,
so
that was
good.
amazing.
The way the camera moved and cutting off Zavato for a bit, and then him walking back onto the frame. Man, that was genius. That was really good, really chilling. And
Kendrick knows her direction well.
yes, 100%. So I think overall it's a very well made film. Like technically speaking, there's great tension throughout. I think even the non-linear narrative works very well, where you're like seeing his charming side on the dating what was it called, the dating show,
The dating game.
the dating game, and then at the same time you transition to him like doing one of his most horrific acts, where the film is constantly reminding you that listen, this is not in Maltese we say "Da mhux miskin." Like this is a person who used his charming side, because admittedly he is charismatic, and in many scenes we see him say the right thing, kind of, in a certain sense, which is quite worrying. Because these are the kind of people who try to take advantage of women. So overall I'd say very well done, very well edited as well. I enjoyed the editing for this. Zavato is impressive, and I think there's going to be a breakout role for himself as serial killer Rodney Alcala. I think he has the charisma, he has the charm, but he also has the right kind of like demented look, and even the scene where there's a particular scene where we see him crying. It was also a powerful scene as well. So yeah, it's a well-made film. I gave it a 3.5. What did you give it, Franco?
I gave it a 4.
Okay.
I think the only I dodged the star for the simple reason sometimes I got confused between the timelines, and that's what confused me a bit. But I think it's a solid 4 for me, and a very strong debut by Anna Kendrick.
Mm-hmm. I think it needed just a bit more meat for it to be a 4.
Really?
From the side of the female victims, just a little bit more meat there. I think.
What do you mean? I mean, I think it was more than enough, especially with the harassment. That, because the thing is not just the idea is not just about this serial killer, but all the male figures surrounding these women as well.
Yes, no, that's true. No, that was done well. The focus on like the male figures and how society kind of lets this kind of person do his thing, and like how the police are just like, not doing their job basically, and that particular scene is extremely powerful, right? The one you referred to before. But yeah, those are our thoughts on Woman of the Hour. Viewers and listeners, thank you all so much for joining us again. Unfortunately, for some reason, there was a disconnect there, and it stopped streaming. I have absolutely no idea why. Hopefully, we'll get that fixed for next week.
I think it was Francesca. Francesca reported me for saying a woman only have boyfriends. That's why it happened.
I mean, if it's the internet, I can't do much about the internet. But I should have strong internet, so I don't know. Anyways, shall we move on to what's the next film? Mads. Yeah, here we go. So, Joe, want to start off with that?
Yeah, sure. I can start off with that. So, Mads is a film which was released on Shudder on Friday. The director is Dominic Moreau, I think. And it's basically about this one guy named Roman who is getting ready to go to a party, and he's on his way, and he goes to buy some cocaine from his drug dealer, and things go very bad. Now, I'm being vague because I went into this one pretty blind, and I think that's probably the best way to do it as well. The most impressive thing about this film from the off, and it's kind of like how it was pushed and marketed, is this film is all done as if it's in one take, like similar to 1917. Even more impressive, though, with this film, what I found out after is, and this, I don't know if you know this, Franco, but they did this entire film in 5 takes.
Ooh.
Damn.
I have with what goes on screen, I have no idea how they managed to do that. But my review will be very quick because I don't want to give anything away. Franco?
Like one take, or did they cut in between, like to make
I imagine they did it in sections and they split the film into 5 sections that way, but that's still ridiculous, whichever way they decided to do it. But as I said, my review will be quite vague of this and very short, so I don't want to give anything away. But what I will say is it does take on a very tired genre of horror and actually puts something fresh into it for a change. And it really doesn't care in the way that it does it. And by the time you've caught on to what they're doing, you're already in. It's very easy to watch because it goes by in the blink of an eye. It's only an hour and 28 minutes. The effects are fantastic, and as are the performances. Everyone is giving it 100% in this film. Some people will be really dissatisfied by the ending. For me, I really liked it. I thought it was like the perfect ending to that film. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, I'm being vague because I don't want to give anything away about what it's actually about. Because I liked figuring it out for myself. But I was really impressed, and I haven't been too impressed by some like Shudder originals that I have seen. Like I found, like, you know how a lot of Apple TV productions kind of have that Apple look, and then Netflix has the Netflix look. Shudder also had kind of look that it had for its original films, and this just does not. Some people are going to find the cinematography in it maybe a little bit disorienting because none of it is on a steady cam. It's all handheld and it's all one continuous thing. I was really impressed. This was really, really good. I don't know what Franco thought.
No, I think it's a very great device. I never seen it done this way. I've seen it done in Victoria. Remember Victoria, Joe? And you're right. It's a really good, fresh take. Tense throughout. Like, and it's the way you think it's going one way, and the way it derails everything is amazing. It's a horror with meat on it. It's not just because it's not just like, oh, it's the creature is there, but there's also an emotional punch in it to it. Especially, I think the ending gives that emotional punch.
Yeah.
And the sound design, bro, the sound design is really, really good.
Certain sound which comes in at one point, which was, you describe what it's meant to be, and then you hear it and you go, that's exactly how that would sound.
Yeah. And I really want to know how they did one particular effect, because it's so amazing, and I would really commend the VFX artist if they had to do that, if they had to track every single frame. I gave it a 4.5. I think it's thoroughly enjoyable. I saw your review. It's a fresh take, and even that it's still left mysterious to what exactly it does and how it affects and how it changes, and if it's anyway, what Joe said is, I'd rather we leave you go into this movie blind than keep harping on about it.
Yeah.
Watch
it. Like, it's available online. It's only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Only like real complaint, I'd given it a 4 out of 5. It did, even though it's short, it does take a little while to get to the part where it's really, really good. Like, it's mysterious and you're wondering what's happening. I would say for a good 45 to 50 minutes of the film. And then it's just gas down for that last bit. I would have liked if they maybe brought it in earlier, but then again, understanding the logistics of this being shot in really long takes, it's obviously difficult to do that. So
I disagree because in a sense, I think it also establishes the characters that the movie is going to the POV. Basically, the movie changes POVs between 3 characters, and it establishes the relationship between these 3 characters. Maybe one of the characters was a bit like also, I would say, put on the third character, if you know which one I'm saying, the one which the movie ends with, basically, because the other 2 felt much more, the relationship felt much more established. But other than that, I mean, again, highly recommended.
Yep. Good stuff. And to conclude our podcast, we have to review, of course, the film of the day, Smile 2. I can give a quick introduction for it, and then we can get discussing. So when it comes to Smile 2, well, when it comes to Smile, I watched basically this week for the first time. And I thought it was an enjoyable debut film by first-time director Parker Finn. Interesting concept. Did we really need a sequel? I thought we did not. I thought this was going to be just a big cash grab. What the hell are they doing? Why do they always have to do this? They always have to make a sequel. If a film makes some money, yeah, try and make more. And I went into it expecting to hate it at the start. And then I started hearing first reactions. And then I obviously saw Joe's review. And I was like, wait, okay, this sounds promising. And so I went in with mixed feelings, expecting to probably hate it because it's a sequel and you know how these things go. But at the same time, there's this positive feedback. And I was surprised to notice that, Smile 2 is actually a really well-made film. And it's an improvement on every aspect of the first Smile. Like literally every aspect. You talk about screenplay, you talk about the visuals, you talk about the protagonist, you talk about the concept. Everything is improved. Anyways, with regard to the narrative, it's a very simple film. You've got this pop star, Sky, I think her name is Sky Riley. And it's interesting that once more they went for a female protagonist here. And in this case, however, I noticed they're going for a bigger scale of things, right? So this time it's not just a psychologist, but this time we have this massive pop star who has this massive audience, who had lots of drug and alcohol problems, but in the past year has been rehabilitated and is preparing to go on this massive world tour, right? And which is her career start again, getting her career going once more after lots of things that you discovered throughout the film happened in the past year. So you find out that basically she has this pain in her back and she has to do a lot of dancing. So this due to her addiction, due to her being a recovering addict, she cannot get pills from any normal pharmacy, so she has to go to a drug dealer basically, and shit hits the fan when she goes to see this particular drug dealer, and of course then the actual Smile film starts. What I'll say, and I'll let you guys discuss then, and obviously we'll discuss it together, I'll say the opening 6-7 minute sequence just blew my mind. It was insane.
Outstanding.
Really impressive stuff.
So good.
Franco, we were watching it and we were both like, holy shit.
No, that's why I said Kyle Garner is an underrated actor and he should get more acting roles. Unfortunately, his face, he has an RBF. That I don't know if you agree.
I saw a good description for his face. When he's just normal, he looks like someone who always has a secret.
But seeing him in Strange Darling, then I saw him also in Smile 1. Smile 1, do watch it to basically as a basis. And then watch Smile 2 and enjoy all the improvements.
I think you need to watch Smile 1 before going into this, because the sequel picks up 6 days after the events of the first.
And so good, like the way they just reference a bit.
That was genius. That camera turning to the left and him seeing what's her name burning.
Seeing what caused his trauma.
Genius.
No, but even other camera movements as well. It's so interesting. By the way, this is a better musical than Joker 2. I have to say. Yes, I told him as well. I told Andrea that compared to Trap, the production value of the songs here, together with the choreography, is 100 times better than Trap. Because Trap, I felt sometimes I was cringing, very, very cringing a bit with certain, like the songs in Trap felt that they were made for the movie. This was like, if the songs in this movie were taken out of context of the movie, they would work well as they're very radio friendly pop tunes.
Hmm.
Not only that, but can we please talk about Naomi Scott's performance? How
She was
good
fantastic.
it was.
She was fantastic.
Fantastic.
New Scream Queen. Another new Scream Queen.
Another screen queen. And I think it's time that the Oscars should consider certain actresses in these kind of movies. For fuck's sake now. It's really high time. There's Naomi Scott, Willa Fitzgerald, Toni Collette we keep on mentioning, Mia Goth. Who else did we mention? Even Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley with Substance.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Oscars should really up their game now. It was interesting.
Do you think
Yes.
this is deserving of a nomination?
For Naomi Scott.
Hmm.
I think so. At least a nomination.
What do you think, Joe?
I mean, for me, I would say yes. At least this is amongst the best performances of the year I've seen from an actress. So they'll never do it.
And
No, they'll never do it. No way, they'll
And
never
they'll
do it.
never
no,
do it.
they'll
They're
never do
cowards.
it.
They'll never do it.
I mean, if Toni Collette didn't get a nomination, no one's getting a nomination for this kind of horror film. Like that was a very. I still don't get how Hereditary wasn't an Oscar film. Like, what isn't
Like
Oscar about that film?
The
Like it's
drama.
not too horror. Like it is scary, but it's not too much of a horror film. Like this, I get it. Okay, I mean, there's a lot. It's called Smile too, but Hereditary was a prestige film, in my opinion, as well.
Much of the horror in Hereditary is between the family and
Exactly,
the
very atmospheric.
cruelty between
Yeah.
the family members as well.
And her monologue was for me that was an
Oof.
Oscar monologue in the dinner
But
scene.
it's-
So I don't get it. I don't get
Horror
how.
has always been seen as this kind of like
Subgenre.
more degenerate-driven, dirty genre
Mm-hmm.
than any other.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you do something which is like
Like a video nasty, a wink wink nudge nudge. It's like,
the video nasties, those were never ever going to be considered art by anyone. The original video nasties. Then just that cult community that came around it. And that's the thing which kind of drives horror. But there's been so many over the years that you can think of, which I guess us as film fans can look at and go like, this deserves awards just as much as any other film does. But I don't know, it's just something with the Academy. They don't like genre in general. The things that tend to win are usually dramas of sorts or
Biopics.
like biopics, blockbuster action, stuff like that. Like, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yes, this is like, and there were scenes with Naomi Scott where I was worried for the actress. I was like, Jesus, man, she's really going through it. Like her eyes, the look of fear in her eyes was sometimes almost worrying. I was like, Jesus, man, is she okay? Like after making this film, I was worried for her. Even physically, like there are certain stuff she has to do physically, which is not easy to do. So yeah, that was a fantastic performance. I enjoyed it very much. Visually, I think the first one, I think we all enjoyed the first one visually, right? I think, Joe, what
Yeah,
do you think about the first one? Remind me.
The first one is a mixed bag. I think anything to do with, at least from a cinematography point of view, it's still very good. The second one is better because it improves on those aspects. But from a tension point of view, very good. And the work he does with like monster work and with gore and special effects also really, really good. I thought substance was lacking because the message in it was just so obvious and on the nose because the script wasn't very good, so there wasn't really any nuance. So that was my problem with the first one. But I thought the concept of it is very interesting. It's similar to something like It Follows, where you can have this very metaphorical kind of something happening to someone where it's obviously meant to replace something else. And I like that they took the notion of like just a really creepy smile being the kind of spooky thing in this film, because I think everyone's been creeped out by a smile at least once in their life, but like there's something devious behind that.
Yep.
But
Madonna,
an interesting
that kid. Oh God.
yeah, so it was an interesting starting point, the first one, although I thought it was a very mixed bag, the first one. And I went into the second one a bit like you, Andrea, expecting to be like, look, people can't be thinking about this so much. I'm definitely not going to enjoy it as much as they did, but I really, really enjoyed it at the end of it.
Yep. So visually, and something I noticed, and unfortunately, this is where we have to talk a little bit, Franco, about our cinema going experience,
Oh,
was the sound. The sound was so good, like the sound design and
Sound design, fantastic.
the
yeah,
soundtrack. Yeah.
the music is very good, but even just the sound design in the scenes where she's in her apartment and you can see someone like crawling towards her, like those scenes,
Yeah.
man, the sound was killer, really good stuff. Yeah, Franco.
Quick note. It's really interesting, and also I'm very happy to see how they used choreography in this movie to make
Yeah.
one of them actually. At first I thought it was going. It really toes the line between ridiculous and horrifying, but it ends up being actually horrifying, especially at the end of it. They really made I should see more. It's interesting to see more of this, how people use bodies. I think the only other movie that does this was Climax. The way they use their bodies to contort, and since they're dancers, they have much more control. And there's that sort of body horror element in Climax. That was used in such a way, and in this case, dance was used in another way, and a very very effective scene, I would say, as well.
Yeah, excellent scene. And the jump scares. I think the jump scares were actually done really well in this film.
Because they were earned in this film. When a jump scare is earned, it's okay. When you're doing it just for the sake of it, that's when it's cheap. But in this film, they were all set up really well. There's tension. There's a point where he keeps that kind of like tense moment of something is about to jump out, right until the perfect moment, until you think you're not going to get it, and then you suddenly do. I give myself a thumbs up on that.
Yeah, you had a thumbs up on your screen, Joe.
Just from my hand being here. Yes, I like. Usually, I don't like very jump scary horrors because I think it's cheap. But when it's done well, it's very effective, and it was scaring the shit out of nearly everyone I was in the cinema with.
I was shouting. I'm not shouting, but I was like, in a couple of scenes, I shit my pants in one particular scene. Man, it's the noise that does it for me. It's the noise that really gets me. But in the first film, I was watching the first film at home this week, and there's a scene where she's trying to listen to what someone is saying on her phone, and I'm like putting the sound up, and then suddenly, what was her name? And he shouts out her name, Broom, and I'm like, that shit my pants watching that scene. Because I put the sound like so high, I was like 80 out of 99. Because like I'm trying to get what they're hearing from what she's hearing from the phone, and then that horrific like sound that they made that she made with saying her name was like, oh my god, I shat my pants in that scene. And it's the same thing here, right? The sound design is really well done, really well done. So yes, I think overall we're all very, very positive about this. Good, strong atmospheric horror, well-deserved and well-earned jump scares, great performances. Yeah, overall I think we're all positive. Joe, what rating did you give it, showing me?
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Franco?
Solid 4.
Yeah.
Solid 4.
4 from me too. Yeah, so we're all on the same book here. Yeah, so good stuff. Yeah, we've been spoiled this year with horror stuff. We've got some really good horror.
Really good horror. What we've not been spoiled is the etiquette. Guys, I don't know. I know how many people are here. And I hope you are all cinema goers. Just 6 people watching. For fuck's sake, if you think you're going to the cinema and have a whole commentary going, don't go to the cinema at all. Watch this at home. Okay, it's fine. But for fuck's sake, please have respect. It's incredible how it's become impossible to watch a movie here in Malta. Not only that, apparently someone filled it with the fire alarm, and in the middle of the movie we were like, wait, is this part of the movie or not? But I mean, it's thinking about it, it's funny, yes, but at the time it's infuriating.
It is. It is.
Like are you that immature that you think this is funny for you, like to put up a fire alarm?
I'm pretty sure it's the group of kids who came in late for the film, because the fire alarms started exactly as they were entering.
coming in like half an hour late and expecting like to see the movie, and then other people going
Il
three
Madonna.
quarters into the movie, bright
With
light,
the fucking
with
bright
their-
lights
with their
straight in
phone.
our faces as they're walking out of the cinema. I'm like,
Come on,
are they serious?
or
Yep.
what? Or tapping on the phone, or talking while
Taking photos all the time of the film.
La la la. I mean, please stay the fuck home. Well, anyway, now at least there are other shows. Thank God, and I'm gonna go watch those other shows. I like, even for Gladiator 2, I don't think I'm gonna go on some big showing. I'd rather go in the middle of the week and watch that rather than having to go every single time now. It's impossible.
Mm,
And this is all. I hope this is only in Malta, not somewhere else in Italy, because at least Joe, like I actually asked Joe, and it's like, Joe, did this happen to you in any circumstance?
Oh, never so far in this country.
yeah, unbelievable.
So it's not,
Unfucking believable.
it's not a generational question at all. It's not a generational question, because even the people behind us, they weren't teenagers. They were also like, okay, we get it. You got scared. Shut the fuck up now. Let me continue watching the movie.
And like a gasp or like a is obviously
Oh, it's
one
very,
of the fun
it's,
elements of being in the cinema, right?
it's like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving
Yeah,
was one of the
that was perfect.
Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
I mean, that was understandable that you get shit scared and you react, you make a comment, and then you go on. I'm not throughout the whole fucking movie, where I had to go like, shh, away.
And what's the point? Why are they in the cinema? If they're like, one of the guys, one of the young teens in the front, spent the whole film on TikTok. Like, why are you here? Why did you just spend 8.50 and 90 euros just to spend 1 hour, 2 hours on TikTok? I go, what's the point? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Just to put the opening of the film on TikTok, to get some likes, and then spend the rest of the evening on TikTok.
Or leave, most probably.
Just leave
Anyway.
if you don't like the film. To be honest, I don't know how you can be a teenager and not enjoy this film, because this film is like made perfectly for teenagers. Like everything is made for teenagers in this film, with the whole pop star element of it all, the horror constantly getting at you, and it reminds me why my job is so hard, because I have to teach these kids, and I don't have horror, and I don't have a pop star singing, and I don't have amazing sound design going on in my classroom. In my classroom, it's just me and the interactive whiteboard, and how like it just reminds me of why my job is so hard. But anyways, that's a story for another day. But yeah, that had to be said. Unfortunately, maybe we should contact embassy, because some action needs to be taken, right? It can't be that in every single time we go watch a film, we have to spend half the film looking at someone and shushing them, or why? Can't I just go in the cinema and relax and enjoy a film?
Not just embassy.
No, 100%.
So.
Embassy,
And-
anywhere we go in Malta.
And
this problem.
to be honest, it's not embassy's fault. To be honest, I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah,
There's only so much you can do.
that's true.
Like, especially with the fire alarm. Like, for fuck's sake.
No, the fire alarm is a pieces of shit being idiots. That, I mean, embassy can't do anything about that. I really don't know the solution, to be honest with you. I have
No,
idea
no.
what the solution is to this.
Look. If we're going for a weekend, we go for a morning show, and we have to, fuck it. I'd be happy to go for a morning show, not that populated, or at least 12 o'clock at 1 o'clock show. Have lunch and then go watch it. Easy,
Mhm.
does it? I
Yeah.
mean,
Anyways, with that little rant out of the way, I think we can conclude the podcast here. Good solid 1 hour, 30-minute podcast. Thank you so much to all the viewers and listeners who stood here. 7 viewers right now, but we had very good viewership today. Prior to the disconnection, I have to see about the disconnection, but I don't know what happened there. I'm guessing it's the internet, because the internet was playing up a little bit before as well. But I don't know why the stream ended. Anyways, I have to have a look at that. Thanks so much as always, Franco and Joe, for joining the Ad Lib Podcast. Always a good time.
Thank you, Andrea, for what you're doing as well.
Yeah. I was a little worried I have to stop the podcast, but I think it'll be manageable one way or another.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. If I
at least until we get to 100 episodes. We do the where we do the empty man watch along.
Yeah, I'm not joining that.
Yeah. We should do a watch along, actually. They should join us in Discord and we stream a movie, watch it together. And while we stream on YouTube, they can join us in Discord. And we have a good. No one will. You can go on your phones, watch something else. And
we watch The Empty Man.
True.
It's Halloween season as well.
Precisely.
Guys, next week, Empty Man watch along. Who's in?
I'm not. I'm not. Thanks, but no thanks. Once was enough.
Anyway.
That episode was with Marisabel. I made Marisabel watch The Empty Man for that episode. And you guys did enjoy it.
She like it?
She liked it?
It was okay. She said it was okay. And I said it was okay as well. So we both agreed on the film, basically.
Okay. Okay, we'll get Francesca in so that if we say something off the cuff, she'll whip us in straight.
Good stuff. But thank you to all the viewers and listeners. And as always, we'll see you guys next week for the next episode of the Ad Lib Podcast. Next week we'll have Venom 3. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be. Don't know if I'll call it an interesting one, but yeah, it'll be a film, I think.
Don't know what I'm going to see this week. I don't know what's out. I've decided I'm not going to go and see Venom 3.
Okay.
Transformers 1, because Transformers 1 is getting some good reviews.
It's coming out on streaming, I think, this week. So if that does come out this week, yes, I will watch that.
Yeah, I'll check that out as well. Yeah.
I also have like 4 hours worth of short films to watch as well.
Oh God, that's true. No, forget it. It's just Venom 3. Just Venom 3. And 4 hours of amateur horror films. Yeah.
Look,
when Bruce said that, I was just like, what?
From 4 movies to 4 hours of 4 shorts to 4 hours of shorts.
I still remember the first ever Video Nasties when I actually submitted a film. It wasn't even a competition, it was just a screening night. And Bruce put 2 of his own films in it, and only 4 other films were submitted to be screened. And one of them was mine. And it was over in like an hour.
Look, let me take advantage of my privilege. So watch Last Minute, watch Hedila, then watch Identity as well, and then watch Sienna, and that's it. That's all you have to watch. Okay?
So all?
Guys, that's all.
Fair enough.
And the intro too, and the intro.
The intro is great. The intro, I love the intro. Really well done.
No, guys, I'm looking forward to check all the movies. Obviously, I will not be judging the movies, but good luck to everyone. I'm looking forward to see all of them, and we will also review them. And yeah, that's all from me.
Yep, you can peace out. Ciao, guys.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao to all.